Hello, and welcome to another race in our Metroid Fusion Randomizer tournament. Today we're going to be bringing you a match between Dragonfangs and CScottyW, which is going to be a loser's bracket match. So winner still has a chance for winning the tournament. Loser has to go home. They scheduled 2 races today, so we might see even a tiebreaker depending on how the races feel. So we'll see. We have plenty of Fusion today here. Waiting for the races to set up and start the race, which already has started due to the delay. But I'm pretty sure we're going to be starting in like half a minute to a minute from what I've seen. Yeah, Metroid Fusion Randomizer. Metroid 4, not the last Metroid game anymore. So the goal of the game is to beat the SAX, kill the Omega Metroid, and then blow up a planet in classic Samus fashion. But unfortunately, unlike the vanilla game, the items are randomized here, so Samus has to find a few things, which is going to be the missile data, the plasma beam, the charge beam, gravity suit, and a way to open the red locks, the level 4 locks, which is either going to be speed booster or screw attack. So we're going to see how this goes here. In the beginning of the game, usually the players just go to the main deck data room, where they find their first item, which can be 3 different items in the settings we're playing here in the randomizer tournament, which can be the missile data, the most vanilla start, because you just continue the game somewhat normally and see where you're going. You can also get a morph ball. And I'm seeing we're starting off on both runners' sides here. Yeah, so we can either get the missile data, we can get a morph ball, or we can get a speed booster start. Chat already saying morph ball start, speed booster start. I actually don't know. I haven't played this game in a while. At least not since my last race. We also have a slight new rule change since my last race against my opponent, Rezuran. So apparently the use of major glitches in the form of memory corruption is no longer allowed in the tournament. Pretty sad rule change, so now we'll have to play this as intended again, but it was kind of necessary anyway, because it just broke the game too much. So yeah, players making their way up to the main deck data room, finding their first item. Scotty seemingly ahead, obviously with pretty good movement, because he kind of knows how to play this game. Has a few world records in some categories, like all categories. What was banned? The use of the major glitch memory corruption was banned, so we have to play kinda the intended way again. Can you get other... at the moment, you cannot get other upgrades in the data room. At the start, we can either get... Okay, I see we're getting the speed booster here on both sides today. No, at the moment, you can only get the speed booster, the morph ball, or the missiles. In the brand new version of the randomizer, it does not require you to... There's an option that does not require you to use the main missile data for missiles anymore. So any missile upgrade now can give you missiles if you choose to use that options. Bombs cannot be the first item, which definitely cannot happen unless something bugged out, because you couldn't use the bombs without the morph ball. And basically the goal of the first item is that you go into the sector area, which can only be done by having the morph ball or the speed booster. And usually we're seeing Scotty missing up a shine spot here on the main deck. So we're seeing here one way to get into the... Dragonfangs seems a bit high. Yep. Both players messing up a shine spark here. Yeah, bombs definitely cannot be the first item, because with bombs you cannot do anything anymore initially, so it must have been either a bug or something. Scotty. Getting the shine spot. So basically you need either the speed booster to break through these speed blocks here, or the morph ball to roll underneath those blocks. Dragonfangs barking diagonally up there, while Scotty makes his way down to the sector area. going straight down into Sector 2. Which in the settings we have in this tournament is Dragonfangs missing another shine spot. In the settings of the tournament, Sector 2 is kind of the only option the players can go with a speed booster start, because breaking the stabilizer in Sector 1 is only in logic at higher difficulty levels, which we're not playing in this tournament. Dragonfangs has to be careful to miss another shine spot here, unfortunately. But Scotty found something that I have not. Oh, he found the missile data. Good job, Scotty. Missile data in Sector 1. In Sector 2. Heading his way to the level 2 logs. Level 1 log. It's been a while since I played this game. I only know dread terminology now these days. Dragonfangs finally, after 4 minutes, makes it past those speed blocks and into the sector area where Scotty opens the security level 1 logs and makes his way either further into Sector 2 to the data room or leaves, but he probably will check the data room at least and see what he gets. Yeah, Dread kind of from the atmosphere, Dread definitely feels like Fusion 2.0, which kind of seems to be the way Nintendo intended to go with the franchise after this. Dragonfang's also getting his data there. Scotty checks the data room and finds the tank. Yeah, you should probably be kind of careful with Dread spoilers and check, because there might be people watching Fusion that do not want to be spoiled with the game Dread. But meanwhile making his way out of Sector 2 has a few options he can do now. He could either go into Sector 1 or he can check some items in Sector 3. Which we will have to see what he chooses to do. Dragonfangs opens his level 1. Scotty's saving with the exit of Sector 2. Probably opts to go to main deck now then, to see if something is there. Yeah. He's probably gonna check the rest of main deck with the missiles he now has, or not. Okay, Scotty. Oh, okay. Opting to check Sector 3 then. Yeah, Red Randomizer 1. And once we get Metroid 2 Randomizer, whatever's gonna be randomized in this game, we'll have Metroid randomizers for every game. Scotty heading into Sector 3, taking at least one item, probably another one here. But Dragonfangs finds his E-Tank, Scotty just finds another E-Tank. Would be interesting to see if Scotty opts to do something that's allowed at the moment. But I assume not. Just opts to check the other intended item in the lava tunnel. Interesting to see where Dragonfangs is gonna end up. I would have chosen. Oh, we find some morph ball. Good job, Scotty. I would have chosen to go to Arachnus, and I would have soft dropped it without the morph ball that is not at Arachnus. And we have an interesting route divergence now. With Dragonfangs heading into Sector 1. Where, from what we know now, he's not gonna find the morph ball that he needs to progress. Yeah, Scotty with the play, finding more of all the item he needs to progress further in the game. Has a lot of options now. He could go to the Arachnus area, could check the main deck area. He could go into Sector 2. He could go into Sector 1. He could... Yeah, he could do these stuff. But we're gonna see what he heads into Sector 1. No love for Arachnus for now. But Dragonfangs into Sector 1. Doing it right in the lobby. We'll have to nope out of Sector 1 though, because without Morph Ball he will not be able to kill the charge core, which Scotty will be able to do. Opts not to lava dive here to check the item, which he could with the amount of E-tanks that he has, but he might... Oh no, he obviously cannot check it because he does not have Morph Ball. Scotty meanwhile finds Warrior Suit with the Morph Ball that he has. Interesting discussions about Nintendo in chat at the moment. The company Nintendo and their philosophies. Dragonfangs has to farm for some missiles now. While Scotty collects more E-tanks. And another E-tank. Scotty with 5 E-tanks. This is not normally, I would say. Can check the item under the lava here. So that's just a power bomb pack. The only problem, Dragonfangs doesn't know it's a power bomb pack, so it might still be on his mind. Once he finds Morph Ball, and he might have to go back here. Who was doing memory corruption in the tournament? I have no idea. It was definitely not me and Rezaran. Both of us. In Sector 2. No. There was no agreement. There was no agreement. That would have been illegal. Dragonfangs meanwhile realizing he cannot do anything in Sector 1 because it does not have the Morph Ball he needs. So he chooses to head out of Sector 1 while Scotty makes his way further into Sector 1. We'll be able to go to the charge core and back the intended way. Dragonfangs heading up to main deck. Unknowing to him, it is not the correct choice to find Morph Ball, so he will be in for a rude awakening while Scotty finds the fusion missiles here. Dragonfangs not with the luckiest start, had a lot of issues with the Shine Spark at the beginning. Did the wrong, quote-unquote wrong play twice, but at least he will get the intel that there either is something here on main deck or not, but he will also have to back to reset and go into Sector 3 to finish the game in order to find his Morph Ball there. While Scotty makes his way to the charge core, probably is gonna check at least one other item here. Yes, this is a best of 3 match. Winner loses bracket, so the winner still has a chance to redeem himself in the tournament, and the loser has to drop out here, while Dragonfangs is once again running out of missiles. Opts to speed boost through that block here, which barely makes it. Scotty checks the item above the charge core, which is another major power bomb data. Interesting find, opens up a few other places, while Dragonfangs finds high jump here, which I'm not gonna check because he will not be able to keep his high jump because he will have to reset after his main deck reset. And Scotty finds Ice Missile. A lot of major items here in Sector 1. Dragonfangs constantly facing a missile shortage in everything he does here. Yeah, if Scotty goes to main deck, and memory corruption would not be banned yet, he could finish the game now. But unfortunately, this is over. Dragonfangs finds the white beam. Oh! Knowing that white beam here is very bad for him. He does not yet know what is Arachnus. If Arachnus has nothing, he might choose not to come back here or come here at the end of the game to pick up his jump item in case he doesn't find space jump, which is also still required to finish the game. But Scotty making his way out of Sector 1, chooses to check the wall jump item here at the end. And another major. This is the bomb data, so now he can actually use the power bombs that he found. Because in the game, you cannot use power bombs unless you have the vanilla bomb data. Bomb data is... While Dragonfangs had to reset again. Bomb data. Tracker! Bomb data on the tracker. Oh, morph ball bombs. Just looking for data everywhere. Dragonfangs finally making his way into Sector 3. Will find his morph ball here. Will not be very happy about this placement. Because it's basically the last check he did, and he definitely will. He already fell behind due to having issues at the main deck with the shines bug into these sectors, and now losing a lot of time. But gaining knowledge at least about what is at Arachnus. Because Scotty might chooses not to go to the Arachnus area for now. Which has high jump, as we know. So high jump is technically high jump or space jump at the moment are still one required item, because they are required to access the control room of the station to crash it into the planet. So if the runners do not find space jump anywhere, Dragonfangs at least has the knowledge of where high jump is, while picking up his morph ball here. Scotty makes his way further into Sector 3. Has ice missiles, can check stuff at the bottom of Sector 3. Has power bombs, can technically opt to do some damage runs if he wants to in the lava. If he's very crazy, he could also check the white core, but I don't think anyone likes checking the white core anyway. Opening his level 2 logs. Can also engage box now, that has just spawned. There's a requirement for the box fight to start in this randomizer is to have the level 2 logs unlocked. But we will see if he even chooses to stay in Sector 3, because that is also an option. But it seems like he is interested in not staying here. Or staying here after all. Chooses not to check down in Sector 3. Or does. Seems like some muscle memory on Scotty's end has come through here by storing a Shine Spark and then just heading down. Yeah, Scotty, you don't have a jump item. But Dragonfangs knows where this jump item is. Heading up to check box, Bob first, and then box. So many things with B in this. Bob Vanilla in this game today. Nice. We call him White Core. The core itself is White Core. The person he mimics might be called Gary or Frank or Professor Oak or something. Dragonfangs meanwhile picked up his warrior suit. And also his morph ball bombs. Scotty meanwhile careful with his box fight, which he hopefully he saved. But he has ice missiles and diffusion missiles. He should be fine. He should be something between 10 and 15 missiles to kill it. Has 20 missiles, technically enough. Opts to show off a bit by keeping box around the edge of the wall. Making for a very quick fight here. Yeah, it was a short episode of Cat Jam here. Finds another powerbomb pack. Dragonfangs now backtracking all his stabs early in Sector 2. Checking the item he could not check before, which he could not check without Morph Ball. While Scotty makes his way further up into Sector 3. Only finds ammo upgrades. Does not want ammo upgrades. Might opt to pick up some ammo upgrades at least. Until, especially because he just ran out of missiles. Especially until he finds Charge Beam. It might be quite helpful for him to now opts to choose missiles suddenly, realizing maybe a few more missiles might be nice. And another missile pack. And yet another missile pack. That should last him for a while at least. Dragonfangs now making his way to the charge core. Gonna get his missiles upgraded a bit. Will be interesting to see if he chooses to head back up to the Arachnus area where he knows two good items are that don't really get him anything, but they are a nice convenience item to have in the form of White Beam and High Jump. Scotty also going up to Arachnus now. We'll be finding his White Beam and his High Jump there. Gonna give him quite a significant lead at the moment. Does not want an E-tank. Dragonfangs once again having to farm missiles, unfortunately. This is kind of seems like the thing of this game at the moment. Missile shortage. Yeah, if you're having your Metroid Fusion Randomizer big tournament bingo cards ready, be sure to check your farming green eggs for missiles field. Main deck having nothing really for Scotty here. There's a missile shortage. Yes, there is indeed a missile shortage. Scotty fixed the missile shortage by simply finding missiles. While Dragonfangs also found his diffusion missiles. And is gonna find his ice missiles once he... if he makes his way up there. Scotty checking the animal area, only finds a missile pack there. Well, Dragonfangs finds his power bomb data there, and later his ice missile data once he kills the charge core. Just barely makes it with his 10 missiles. We'll be happy to find stronger missiles here, so he doesn't need as many missiles anymore to kill stuff. What's the difficulty setting? The difficulty setting, so the settings we are running on this tournament is difficulty 2, damage runs are enabled, and split security. Oh yeah, no split security. I pay attention. Thanks for correcting me there, Clue. Scotty now at the Arachnus area, finding two very nice items for him. I jump at the moment still one of the items required to access the control room of the station, which screw attack at the moment is not in logic, so you need to find either high jump or space jump to finish the game. Up another E-tank here. Scotty at the moment with 7 E-tanks. And the white beam. A find he will be very happy about. Dragonfangs choosing not to go back to the main deck with the stuff he found. Doesn't deem white beam and high jump necessary, but also knows that he is behind by quite a bit. So we'll probably check those items later if he still needs a jump item before he's going to fight the SAX. Dragonfangs checking the power bomb locked item here at the beginning of Sector 4 right away. But his only missile pack wants to leave, but then realizes, hey, I had quite some issues with missiles, might as well pick it up now. Scotty saves him main deck, which kind of can only mean that he is going to check the reactor area with the friendly spider that's currently in there. While Dragonfangs makes his way into Sector 4, opts to skip a few checks, which probably means he's gonna fight Ceres later. Scotty meanwhile in the reactor core area, while Dragonfangs finds another major. But this is just the ice beam. Which is not a great find considering that he already had both ice missiles and diffusion missiles, so he could free stuff already. But Scotty finds nothing in the reactor and just dopes out and restarts from the main deck again, heading back down into the sector area then. Probably also heading into Sector 4 or somewhere else, which we will see. Oops, all eyes. Dragonfangs finds another power bomb pack below the pump control. Accidentally drops into it. He definitely intended to skip it, but just kind of fell into it. It happens. Dragonfangs now makes his way up to Ceres, which would warrant changing the audio for a second when he makes it there. While Scotty also makes his way down into Sector 4. Yeah, Fangs definitely is. I mean, Fangs has to take risks at the moment because he lost a lot of time in the beginning of the game with failing the Shine Spark in the main deck for a long time. Choosing to go the wrong way for the Morph Ball twice. So definitely knows he's quite behind. He's another major here. We'll have to backtrack a bit more into Sector 4 to pick up this major. While Scotty makes his way into lower Sector 4. Also finds a major interesting. Gonna change the audio now for a bit of cat jam on Dragonfangs. So as Scotty finds the space jump. Dancing a bit while the diffusion missile charges. Dragonfangs sure makes short work of Ceres with his diffusion ice missiles. And finds just an E-tank, but there's still three more items he can check here in Sector 4 and the one major that he already knows. Which he will most likely get. So what do the players still need at the moment? Currently we still need Gravity Suit and the Plasma Beam, which can be anywhere. But who knows, maybe one of the... Oh yeah, we also still need Charge Beam. That happens when you cannot just memory corrupt the game and just be done with it. Finds another major here. Sector 4, as loaded as Sector 1 today. But it's just the Wave Beam. Dragonfangs, what are you doing? You have seen another major and you are not picking it up, and I am wondering why. But okay, he probably didn't pay attention to what this item was. Which, if Scotty picks it up, which I hope at least, and it's something that he needs, it's not the Friday item. Well, Scotty fights his ice beam. This is Fangs. This is not normally. Let's hope on Scotty. I mean, what can it still be? We know he cannot be wave beam. It kind of has to. It probably has to be at least one of the required items. So let's hope Dragonfangs at some point remembers the major that he at least kind of saw, but not sure if he actually saw it. Oh boy. This is gonna be interesting. Making his way out of Sector 4 now. Or gets one major, which I am pretty sure is one of the 3 Plasma Beam, Charge Beam, Gravity Suit items. Which would probably hurt him a lot, because he is never ever gonna remember this one specific item anymore. And his funky music is coming up on Scotty's end. We're switching back to Scotty anyway now. Scotty, please see that this is a major item. And please also remember to get it later. Dragonfangs now retracing the steps Scotty did in Sector 3. I mean, if it's Screw, that's probably the best case scenario, but Screw attack might also lead to the other items that are needed then, so... No matter what, Dragonfangs kinda did quite an oopsie here. But he gets his E-Tank from Ceres soon. And then hope he... I mean, for the sake of the race, it would be awesome if Scotty would also just forget to find this major, and then we will see who remembers this major first. Well, Dragonfangs finds another major down here. Ooh! Finds Gravity Suit in a good location, which is quite nice. Might opt to choose, actually. Check a few things down there in Sector 3. Also, I found his space jump earlier, which I totally forgot to do. Scotty remembering his items, so that the mystery is gonna be solved soon. No, White Beam unfortunately was at the Arachnus area, so... it will probably be something important. And it's, I mean, it was quite obvious that this is something. This is gonna be probably gonna be. I don't want to say it's GG, but this could very well be GG if Dragonfangs never remembers to go back there again. But Scotty also kind of has to go back into Sector 3, where he already did most of the things. So Scotty might very well forget to check the Gravity Suit location for a while. So yeah, I mean, this is still... Let's just say this is still anyone's race for now. Where was Wave? Wave was in Sector 4 below the transition room to the Ceres tank. Oh, just here. I remember the seat. Plasma could be on the Mega Coax. That is, that can happen. Especially because with power bombs, they can easily go all the way into Sector 6. While Dragonfangs checks the person where we are still not sure what his name is. It just finds the super missile data there, which is a nice damage upgrade, but nothing he really desperately needs. But he makes his way now into Sector 6. So I guess we're gonna see very soon if the Mega Core actually holds Plasma Beam or not. Yeah, Ice Beam doesn't. The only thing that fixes the broken Wave Beam is the White Beam. Scotty just also happens to have Ice Beam, so it looks like. Oh, find another major. Nice. Ooh. Okay, Scotty, yeah, now we know what Go Mode is. But Scotty doesn't know. And Dragonfangs also kinda doesn't know. Dragonfangs knows, but he might not be aware that he knows. Scotty heading further into Sector 6. Which is gonna be good for Dragonfangs. But also knowing that Dragonfangs definitely forgot this one location, which is the Charge Beam. Needs Scotty to sidetrack everywhere that he can in order to have a reasonable chance again of making it. Yeah, we are in no mode. Neither of the runners is in go mode. Dragonfangs is in ignore mode. Meanwhile, Scotty finding his screw attack here in Sector 6. Making the way out a bit faster. Also, potentially letting him sidetrack a bit more, which is everything that Dragonfangs needs. He needs Scotty to check everywhere. And at some point remember the one major he saw in Sector 4. I mean, yeah, Scotty finding screw attack is bad for Scotty because he might get sidetracked from having him to go back into Sector 3. But Dragonfangs has to remember an item that he saw and probably ignored completely. Must check everything indeed. But he's doing nice Mega X fight here with Space Jump and Screw Attack, where it cannot damage you and just R shoots his Charge Beam into the Mega X in midair. Dragonfangs now also picking up some more missiles. Doesn't really need them because he has super missiles. Uses to check one more item here in the lava room. Well, Scotty only finds one missile pack at the Mega Core X. Yeah, technically both runners could easily finish it now. Dragonfangs would have to go into Sector 6 and pick up Plasma. And then he would have to remember that he saw a major item in Sector 4 that he completely ignored, which turned out to be Charge Beam. Scotty himself, however, has to go into Sector 3, a sector he already cleared almost completely, to pick up one item he couldn't get because he didn't have a jump item at that time. Which turned out to be the gravity suit. Scotty opting not to check the pillar room. With the screw attack he just find. What do you need to... In order to finish this game, you need to, as you said, trigger the final SAX fight. For this to happen, you need to have the level 4 security unlocked. For this you need the gravity suit and speed booster or screw attack. Then you also need the Charge Beam and the Plasma Beam to damage the SAX. And you also need one jump item to make it to the control room of the station, so either high jump or space jump. Dragonfangs exploring Sector 5 here. Scotty makes his way out of Sector 6. If Scotty chooses to go into Sector 3 right now, finds his gravity suit there, he can finish the game right away. But it is somewhat unlikely considering there's still two whole sectors he hasn't really explored as Sector 2 and Sector 5. So going back to a sector that is almost... I am somewhat ignoring chat. I see things in chat. Nice joke there, PCal. Scotty running past his gravity suit here, good job. But he also does not know, so... cannot really blame him. Thank you, Lucid. Sector 5 data room today, just one tiny powerbomb pack. Nothing exciting. But we already know where most of the stuff is anyway. Yes, Cryhard. Dragonfangs is probably gonna opt to open the level 4 locks here, which will instantly also open the level 3 locks for him. And potentially checking the nightmare area, which he is gonna do, but also the nightmare fight. Which could be a bit hard considering he does not have a lot of missiles. Has super missiles, though I have no idea what his total missile count is, but it's probably just somewhat short of 30 missiles. So definitely cannot kill Nightmare the way he currently is. Nightmare area full of power bombs. So Fangs can check one more item here. Will not be able to kill Nightmare because he ignored the charge beam that he saw. Scotty makes his way to the level 3 locks, unlocks those. Probably wants to check all of Sector 5 right away with the power bombs that he has. Hopes to find Gravity Suit here just to finish the game. Yeah, oops, all security. Yeah, for Dragonfangs, this is quite a good play that saves him some time because he doesn't need to open the level 3 security anymore, as it will just automatically unlock with the level 4 security where he's gonna go. I mean, we will have to ask Fangs later if he even saw the major that he saw. Which is quite sad that he's losing because of something like this. I mean, he would have to really remember. So the one item that he skipped, he probably thinks he checked it and it was nothing. He would have to be really unsure if he got it or not. Yeah, Fangs having some trouble with Speed Booster. It's not easy. Scotty just makes it look easy. But both of those players are very skilled players at the vanilla game. And the randomizer too. Yeah, he either didn't pay attention at all and then thought it is nothing, or he thought it was nothing. Or he's hoping it is nothing now. There's so many cases that there could be now. It's just very unfortunate that it comes down to something like this of seeing a major, seemingly ignoring this major, and this major being charged him that he desperately needs to finish the game. Scotty now making his way up in Sector 5 here. Checking one last item and then maybe dip into the Nightmare area to kill Nightmare. If he feels a bit crazy. Dragonfangs unlocks his level 4 locks, and due to the rules, the settings of the tournament that we're running also unlocks his level 3 locks right away with those two. So basically the highest lock you unlock, everything below this lock is also unlocked. Yeah, there's so many. As I said, there's so many cases. The real question is, did he see it's a major or not? But also in like the position. Yes, this is game 1 of 3. We have at least 2 games scheduled for today. And if a tiebreaker is required, we will have to see if the runners are feeling up to it or we still have time, or if it's even necessary. So yeah, Dragonfangs, if he knew it was a major and deliberately skipped it, it's kind of a bad choice initially, because in a situation early in the game where he still needs a lot of major items, he should not opt to just skip a major item that he knows and can access. So it's very likely he just didn't see it or was unsure, and is now just praying that it was nothing. Dragonfangs are making his way out of Sector 4. While Scotty opts to check the Nightmare area, where he is not gonna find anything, but at least we will have some Nightmare action. I mean, the fact alone that he saw a major that he could have easily gotten, you should get the major, because it's a major. And he still needed 3 go mode items, so the chances of this being 1 go mode item were quite high. Missile pack in Sector 4 data room today. Nothing of value here. I mean, we knew at this point. So he had the wave beam. He found the wave beam right before this item. So this is like the only thing he really. I mean, technically, you don't want to avoid any major. So he definitely didn't miss it on purpose, because even the wave beam has its uses, despite making the beam a bit funky. I mean, space jump would be the only thing making sense, because he didn't really need it anymore. But what if something is at Arachnus where a space jump is required? So we will see later once the runners are in here, and we're gonna figure out what happened that led to Dragonfangs skipping a major that turned out to be Charge Beam. Dragonfangs checking more of Sector 2, a place we have not seen yet, but also know that nothing really of value is gonna be in there. But also doesn't really want to check Sector 2 then. But chooses to go in a different approach in Sector 2. While Scotty has fun with the Nightmare Core Axe. Due to the low amount of missiles he had out the fight, but just a power bomb. Oops, all power bombs at Nightmare area today. While Dragonfangs checks deeper into Sector 2. Yeah, Dragonfangs found White Beam and High Jump in the Arachnus area, but did not have Morph Ball at that point, so he had to reset out of there, and has not gone back there yet. Technically, he has no reason to do so, because with Space Jump he can finish the game. With and the White Beam is not really required for any item check in this game. It just makes the beam a bit nicer, especially as he already has the Wave Beam. While Scotty also goes into Sector 2 now and checks a few things here. It will be interesting to see if, depending on how lost Scotty gets, And when he remembers the one item in Sector 3 that he couldn't check at that time that turned out to be Gravity Suit, we might very well see Ridley. On Scotty's end, at least. For Dragonfangs, I mean, he knows that Charge Beam and Plasma Beam by extension can both not be at Ridley. In the current settings, at least. But depending on how crazy Scotty is, we might very well see Ridley on Scotty's end here. Rumble City has nothing today. Yeah, you can check the 2 items before Ridley. Without Screw Attack, he only just has no way to get back out there, so it will probably be some sort of last resort play. I definitely hope Scotty is going to check Ridley for Gravity Suit, because that would give Dragonfangs more time to remember the one item he forgot, which most likely is not going to happen. It's also shown on the maps, and as in the map tile with the item is pink on the map, so he is probably gonna think, even if he looks at the Sector 4 map, that he saw the item and it was nothing. Just a very, very unfortunate situation here Dragonfangs is in. But Scotty is in a somewhat similar situation, except that he can see the item that he technically still has to check. Scotty nicely doing a quick kill here on Nettery. With the Plasma Beam, you can deal a lot of damage on Nettery, which you cannot do in Vanilla, because the boss kind of gives you the Plasma Beam. I mean, for Scotty, he skipped one item that he just simply couldn't get this item. He could have checked the item when he was there. But would have soft locked if he had gotten it. He could have gotten the knowledge of there being a major. That is true, but on the other hand, it's also just one check, really. And fortunately for Scotty, at least, he can see on the map that he hasn't gotten that item yet. For Fangs, it's an entirely different story. Nettery also not having anything. Probably Scotty might choose to go into the reactor and fight Yakuza, which he hasn't done yet. Simply because he can now, and he can easily, or not. He's probably... I was thinking about saving and going to the reactor, but probably is not gonna do it. He's gonna fight Zazabi though, and check the items behind Zazabi, and after that I still cannot say for sure if he's gonna go into the reactor or not. There's just so many options open in this game most of the time to really predict where players are really going. Well, I see some pyramids being built in chat. Nice try there, at least. But you're having some fun with Zazabi here. Gets 3 jumps already. Jumps. Yeah, if Dragonfangs goes into Sector 4, which will not happen, I 100% guarantee Dragonfangs is never gonna check this item again. The question of this run is currently just how long will Scotty take to check this one item in Sector 3? You can fight Nightmare without charge. Especially Dragonfangs is way better equipped to fight Nightmare because he found the super missiles at the White Beam core. But all it takes is 60 to 70 either super missiles or diffusion plus ice missiles without supers, and you can deal enough damage to Nightmare and just kill it without charge beam. The good thing about the diffusion missiles also is that they are not affected by the gravity that it creates, because only the real ice missiles are actually affected by the gravity. Yeah, missiles still hit Nightmare. You just have to hit it right where it hurts. Getting some more Sector 5 checks here we already saw on Scotty's side, which we know are just some minor items. Interesting question. But on the other hand, the question is, does the gravity suit make Nightmare affect gravity, or can Nightmare affect gravity without the gravity suit? Philosophical questions for lunch with Metroid Fusion. But he could do gravity-less clip, this is true. The question is, will he? The problem of the gravity-less clip into Sector 4 is not getting in. The problem is getting out, because you have to do about 100 single wall jumps to get back up from the level 4 security. So, which is quite a time investment, especially if you don't want to try it over and over. So it's probably gonna be something like a last resort for Scotty if he actually does this. Dragonfangs has checked the Nightmare area at least. He has not checked the boss itself. Dragonfangs also has already fully cleared lower Sector 4 with the power bombs and the gravity suit he had while opening the level 4 security there. And Dragonfangs has kinda had a bad start with having to try the Shine Sparks several times. And probably feels behind all the time. But yeah, Scotty going for the GG here by finding his gravity suit. Probably. Yeah. So yeah, we have Scotty in go mode now. Scotty still has to, unfortunately, go down into Sector 5 again and open the level 4 locks. And only then he can finish the game. But Dragonfangs continues his hunt around the station for the one location he missed. Yeah, this is, I mean, the only way Dragonfangs could still win this race is if he now instantly remembers, go back into Sector 4, find the item, and be done with it. Because he does not have to unlock the level 4 security anymore, which Scotty still has to do. I don't want to say it's still an open race because he would have to remember, him remembering this item would have to be a miracle. Dragonfangs heading to the spider. I think we can switch the Dragonfangs, not checking spider. I could have switched the audio a bit for you if you choose to give us some more cat jam music. No love for Yakuza today. I don't know if Scotty knows that he won. I mean, 1 hour for a seed is definitely not the norm. Also, Scotty knows that he checked a few things that is like Sector 6 or Sector 2 that didn't really lead to anything. So to him, it seems like he found Gravity Suit quite late. Dragonfangs is completely lost though. Scotty now makes his way out. Ooh. Sector 6. Dragonfangs has not checked anything in Sector 6 yet. We'll find his plasma beam here at least, so he's gonna be happy about this one. But that's everything he's gonna find in Sector 6 though. Scotty now makes his way up to the main deck, there to the control deck, fighting the SAX. It's a spoiler log race. When people organize a spoiler log race, I assume. That's the only thing I can say about that. Well, it would be Dragonfangs Go mode if he had found Charge Beam earlier, unfortunately. Really making short work of the SAX here. And the Hornode form. Charted Xbox. I mean, he could check the Xbox. With screw attack, he can also get back out of there. So who knows where Dragonfangs is gonna end up after his way down to the Mega Core X. Yes, charge is required. The required items, once again, to finish the game is Charge Beam, Plasma Beam to damage the SAX, and then you need Gravity Suit and Speed Booster to access the level 4 security locks, which also need to be unlocked. And the missiles, obviously, to damage the ice core X. And to open the level 4 security too, because there's missile blocks blocking your way. Scotty meanwhile making his way to the ship. After Samus does a Samus of trying to blow up planets. Just normal Samus Aran things. She does it every game. Most games. She spared SR-388 the first time, but no planet escapes the wrath of Samus Aran. Scotty getting a nice low height shine spark here. Oh no, down to 1 health. Nicely stun locking the Omega Metroid here at the end. And GG to Scotty. The winner of this first race in the best of 3 matchup between those two. And just as Scotty finishes, I can also spoil that Dragonfangs has forfeited now. Got the intel now where Charge Beam is, and I can confirm that he absolutely ignored this item. He did not see it and he did not know. I can also say that so we're gonna go into the second race right away after this. There will be a big post-game interview with both races, especially because of the delay we're having here at the moment. So we will have one big post-race interview with either Scotty being the winner or having to do a tiebreaker. Interesting discussions in chat about what's the best way to end our life on a planet. If it's necessary to actually blow up the whole planet or just make it completely uninhabitable. And blowing up a planet doesn't seem to be that hard. Samus does it like every single game. Except for Metroid 2. But she fixed that in this game. And Metroid 1. I think she just developed in Super Metroid. She just developed like blowing this habit of blowing up things. She's like, if Ridley can blow up a space colony, I can blow up planets. This is race 223,232. This is race 1, and CScottyW, skilled player, just 1. Because Dragonfangs did an oopsie. And forgot, hey chat, is this Charge Beam? Where was Charge Beam? Charge Beam was the item in the destroyed path below Ceres, which Dragonfangs has seen, but has not actively seen. Which unfortunately